Please welcome from Cleveland Clinic,
Oh, I can't.
Adrian
Obviously,
Miu.
yeah, well, huge honor.
Hi, thanks for having me. You know, my question has to do with your position in AI and what sort of influence you see for patient care and hospital operations.
Well, first of all, it's a great honor. I think you were our first partner in your space.
Yeah.
And
I just want to give a shout out to Jeremy, Drew, and Pargo. They're great. Yeah.
they are, and their team below them are very. I was in New York and over the weekend and some weird hour, and they're all there. So they're a very special crew. Look, in your space, you have governance issues, you have ethical issues, you have privacy issues. Everybody wants effective care. Nobody wants their personal patient data exposed to anyone. You have very technical users. Technical users will not use a product that tells them that they're not engaged with. So they need to be brought along. They need to, quite frankly, you have legal liability issues. So how do you protect healthcare providers from being randomly sued? Again, anyone who's got a relative or is involved in healthcare has a somewhat cynical view of how that happens, or realistic view, and then the stakes couldn't be higher. And so the way you implement is you show the end user that this is reliable, it is augmenting their work, it's making their work safer and more effective, and you get them, because only they can tell their peers that this is working, to tell their peers this works. And then it's obviously very helpful when you have, a mission-driven organization like yours, where people, up and down the chain are really engaged in this. And then I do think in your industry, as I mentioned before, you guys are under a lot of pressure because of high regulation, litigious context, and margins that are pressed, and there is no answer for that besides implementing software. It's just that, because you can't change the other variables, and we could debate, if we could change the other variables, that would also be an option, and quite frankly, if I were in charge of that, I would be very open to discussions, but in reality, those are the constraints for now and probably for a long time. And then you have to get proverbially a lot more from less, and that is what Foundry does, that's what AIP does, and that's why our partnerships in this area have gone very well.
Yeah, it has. Can I just add to that? Sort of my philosophy with what I do is to try to be disruptive. Think outside the box. Basically, whatever I see what's being currently done, I want to do the opposite. And so I'm trying to leverage you guys and AI and the technologies. In your position, what would you say is the next step towards operations, how to leverage that AI technology in the hospital industry?
Well, I mean, it's obvious in some ways, like identifying people's risk proclivities, having an updated understanding of the literature and the treatment profiles, being able to give the end user the absolute most accurate current understanding of patient treatment data. We're probably not very far from more individualized or already individualized genetic-based medicine, which is not going to be possible without AI and broadly defined. And I would say, and a governance structure that protects everyone involved.
Yeah.
Because, you can't do individualized medicine without making an individualized assessment, and that without the right governance structure puts the healthcare provider in a misaligned relationship with the person they're trying to treat. And there's a banality of healthcare, but it's like you have to have full alignment between patient and doctor. But then you're doing this in a data-rich, regulated environment. It's a very hard use case.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And welcome to our humble abode, and I hope you learn a lot. We will learn a lot from you, and thanks for coming.